children with blonde hair and blue eyes, and Jesus was European. So we need to fix some of our thinking. And some of the lines we have are, well, they tell us stories about what it means to be a family, who you can love, and what men should do, what women should do. And you know what? What I learned is some of us just don't fit in those lines. We cross the lines, and we have to really be true to ourselves. We need to let go of some of those things, those childish things that we had learned when we were kids, and be more accepting. Because if you're not, then you're hurting other people, you know. Then you're causing harm, and you're causing people to fear and shame, and causing people to pretend there's something they're not. So I learned mostly at first it was about how to help how women were being treated, and then it went from there. I learned other things. So what's good is when you learn something new, you can correct it. So you go back. Yeah, see? Almost done. Now some of us need a little more. And I call that sort of like a reboot, redo, uncolor. It's hard to uncolor. Can't use an eraser. Can be painful, can be hard. Some of us need something more severe. Some of us need a factory reset, like this. Yeah. So, just remember, as it says in the Hebrew scriptures, that God restores what the locusts have taken. So you can start again, and you can be better. You don't have to stay on the same path. So that's what I did. I changed, and I used to use this for more of a proselytizing tool when I was doing that kind of thing. So different message, repurposed, different life. So thank you.
Thank you, Randy. We now invite the youth to gather in the social hall. Oh. See y'all later. Please rise now in body or spirit for hymn number 214 in the gray hymnal. It's called Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom.
Margaret, stay. We're going to do it again the right way. As you are. you. All right. Okay, we now go to our Book of Life and Stones. We now invite you to join in the tradition at UUFCC of sharing our joys, sorrows, and life milestones. We have two options. One is messages can be written in the Red Book prior to the service, which lives in the back of the sanctuary. Is there anything in that? Okay, thank you, Joseph. We seem to have moved mostly to like email stuff. Okay. The other version is we embrace the tradition of dropping stones in the bowl, which is over there. The water symbolizes the community, and the stones represent your joy, sorrow, or milestone. I now invite those of you who would like to participate to come forward to the bowl over on this side here and drop a stone or in silence or share briefly aloud. There'll be time for announcements later.
When I was a young person, I never expected to live to be 60 years old. That seemed like eternity. But this week, I started my 87th year, and I am so grateful for the fact that my body, although it's starting to wear out, it's allowing me to do things that I want to do. My mind is still clear enough that I'm doing things that I enjoy doing with my mind. But most of all, I've just been inundated with good wishes from friends here and everywhere, and I just love that. So I'm celebrating for the rest of the month? No, the rest of the year. And I just want to thank everybody for being part of my life.
I'm Jackie D. This is Adam D. We are still moving in. We're going to be talking to Joseph about signing the book once I get my last box checked off, one thing at a time, but maybe next week. Regardless, I am incredibly happy to be here every single week. It's so nice to be somewhere where it's a melting pot of all of the like good, positive things that every culture has to offer, and there's more and more energy in this room every week, and it's just so cool to watch it happen. So thanks everybody for contributing to that.
Okay, so I feel that everybody is always highly critical of themselves, and this is usually my own PSA to the world. Everybody here is awesome and amazing and wonderful. And I feel like we all should give not only ourselves and others the love and respect that is needed to just pretty much be happy and just kind of stop being so critical of ourselves all the time. That's it.
I would like to thank Laura Lehrman and Joseph Fente for serving on the board. They have been absolutely amazing support system, dedication to the well-being of this fellowship. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We all appreciate them.
Yes. And this is their last month. Yeah.
Thank you, Robert. It's just a disadvantage to be so tall. Anyway, I'm Joseph, and I have some gratitudes today. Gratitude to the board for putting up with me over these past 2 years. And have gratitude for Randy, who gave us a talk today. He is our newest member. Please, give him some love. And it's been wonderful to hear your voice in the choir and to chat with you before the service. Also gratitudes for the Vegan Fun Club. We had 36 people here yesterday. We had music, food. It was amazing. Thanks to Nina and to Sandy who helped organize. So thank you.
So, hi, I'm Corey. I have a joy. The beginning of last week, I became an uncle again, all over again, to one Fortunato Iser Nicola. So this is for my new nephew, baby Finn. We're just glad that he's here on Earth. So.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm really grateful to be here with you all today, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Cielo. This is my first time here. I just wanted to show some gratitude to you all. You've all been so welcoming. That's it. Thank you.
So, not to add, there's so many people up here today, but this is a Stone of Joy. I have a concert coming up here, which will be April 4th, which is in 2 weeks. So I only have one more chance to bore you with this announcement. But several of wonderful musicians, not everyone, but several who are going to be in the concert are in the room. There's Scott Mitchell right over there. And there's Corey, who may have time to do a couple songs. He's a busy musician. He has to be somewhere else. And Carlos, who I don't see Carlos. And we have a band that's going to create soul music here. We're going to have some Motown. We're going to have a little bit of jazz. We're going to have some songs that you can dance to. So I hope you all have it on your calendars, April 4th. It's a benefit concert for the church, for the fellowship, excuse me. And it's great to see so many young people here today. Anyway, it's all joy. Thank you.
I'm Catherine. It is so great to see new people come and join us. And I don't know if you all have noticed, but we're kind of missing some sopranos and altos. And if any of you, and it could be that the choir director will disagree with me, but I think you may be needed. So don't be ashamed to step up if you like to sing.
Thank you. Edie, would you put the last stone in there, please? Just put a stone in there for me. Thank you. Thank you. Finally, that last stone that Edie put in represents the unspoken joys and sorrows and milestones in our hearts. May we hold these and each other in love and tenderness so that this fellowship may continue to be a source of strength and comfort and hope in the days and weeks ahead. Let us take a few minutes of reflection. Thank you, Margaret. Today I have the pleasure of introducing Rabbi Jennifer Singern, a Rabbi Emerita in congregation in Sarasota, where she served from 2008 to 2022. She currently works as a freelance rabbi and teaches through the Jewish Open Tent, offering adult education courses. She publishes a weekly blog as SRQ Jew. Many of her essays have appeared as op-eds in the Sarasota Herald Tribune. Reverend Singern was ordained as both the rabbi and spiritual director by the Alliance for Jewish Renewal in January 2017. She earned an MA in Jewish education from the Jewish Theological Seminary in May 2006 and also holds a degree in journalism. She has 2 adult daughters and currently shares her home with an elderly rescued dog. Her favorite things are chocolate, Judaism, dogs, antique rocking chairs, and her kids, not necessarily in that order. Please join me in welcoming Rabbi Jennifer Singern.
Thank you. I'm very grateful to be here today with you. I have to say, Margaret and I have known each other for years. I don't even know how many years. Once you're settled in a community, then you have these tendrils that go out all over the place. So I wasn't really surprised to hear from Margaret and say, oh, I'm the music director at that UU congregation you're speaking to. It's really a delight to be here. Yesterday was the Jewish Sabbath, so we do it Friday night through Saturday night. Think Christmas Eve, Jewish days start in the evening. And Jews around the world began reading the book of Leviticus, and it starts with God calling out to Moses. It's kind of a strange moment in the Bible. Just a couple of verses back, at the end of Exodus, Moses had completed the tabernacle that the people had built according to God's insanely exacting specifications. The text reads, "Then a cloud covered the tent of meeting, and the glory of the Lord filled the tabernacle. And Moses was not able to enter into the tent of meeting, because the cloud abode on it, and the glory of the Lord filled it." God was there, Moses was there, and yet God felt compelled to call out to Moses. And it was a very particular kind of call. Usually the Torah tells us, Vayidaber Adonai el Moshe lemor. God spoke to Moses saying. But this time it says God called, Vayikra el Moshe, to Moses and spoke to him saying. It begs the question, why did Moses need a special call to action? Was there something that had held him back? Something he needed to hear? Perhaps he thought his job was done. He and the children of Israel had embarked on a massive and complicated building project immediately upon escaping from Egypt. They had finally finished the task. And Moses had successfully prepared his brother Aaron to be the high priest, to be in charge of all religious rites and rituals. It's possible that Moses believed he deserved a well-earned respite, or at least a vacation. You can't really blame him. But his partner in crime had other plans, so Moses went right back to work. No beach, no spa treatments. Nothing super fun. When Moses transcribed the Torah as God had dictated it to him on Mount Sinai, he did something unusual with the first word of the book of Leviticus. Every scribe through the millennia, including those who copy out Torah scrolls today, do the same. It says, Vayikra el Moshe, and he called to Moses, and the last letter of the word Vayikra is written much smaller than the others. Now, this is a document without illustrations, no capital letters, punctuation, underlining, or even vowels. Why is this particular word meant to stand out? Moses was sending us a message. By diminishing the letter, Moses diminished himself. He had wanted, we are told, to write the word vayikar, which implies a much less momentous encounter. But God instructed him to write vayikra, an especially intimate calling. The Hebrew words are identical, except for the addition of this final letter. And Moses did not want the Bible to state that God specially called out to him. There is a midrash, an ancient story, that Moses actually argued with God to change the word, but God insisted. To maintain the divine command while expressing his own opinion, you gotta love Moses, he wrote the letter much smaller than all the others. In so doing, he taught that true leadership is born from a humble heart, one that does not take credit for its own greatness. The small letter symbolizes that even small, humble acts or a smaller view of oneself can have an enormous impact. The letter in question is an aleph. It's the first letter in the Hebrew alphabet. But from the outset, the Bible actually teaches us that aleph is modest, like Moses. The first word in Genesis is Bereshit, in the beginning. The very first letter of the Bible is not an aleph, but a bet, the second letter. The great British teacher, Rabbi Jonathan Sacks, pointed out that the letter aleph is in itself almost inaudible. It relies on a vowel to be matched with it to make a sound. And its appearance at the beginning of Leviticus is almost invisible. Rabbi Sacks explained, "Do not expect that the presence of God in history will always be as clear and unambiguous as it was during the exodus from Egypt. For much of the time, it will depend on your own sensitivity. For those who look, it will be visible. For those who listen, it can be heard. But first, you have to look and listen." It takes humility to hear and heed the divine call. Moses, standing just outside the tent of meeting, heard God's voice, not because he was proud, but because he held a deep inner stillness. And the call to Moses wasn't just for him. It's a call to each of us. And the question is, are we listening? Do we carry the big aleph, busy with ego, opinion, and self-importance, or the small aleph, open and humble, ready to hear the wonder of existence? When we let go of rigid definitions of who we are, we begin to see more clearly around us. We see that we each have the ability to change the world, not in big ways. You and I are not world leaders, not heads of great corporations or gifted with unlimited resources. And to be honest, I don't think it's God who's doing the calling. There is an inner motivation that moves us, something inherent in each human being, something that is hardwired in us. But it is not an easy message. We want to ignore it, to say, not my job. We want to push it aside, to say, the task is too great and I'm too small. We want to shout, not now, I'm busy, living my life. I have things to do, places to go. It would be so much easier to just pass along the message, to hope that someone else will heed the call so that we can go back to our own lives and our own problems. It's so inconvenient and so hard and so frustrating because we know that the problems of the world are just too big. One of my favorite moments in J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings is a quiet conversation between a hobbit, who's basically a small person. People love it, I can tell, thank you, and a great wizard. The hobbit is afraid, and he turns to the wizard for comfort. He says, "I wish it need not happened in my time," said Frodo. "So do I," said Gandalf, "and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. Like the letter Aleph, I too am small and insignificant. I too worry that I am not enough, that I am not up to the task. But I'm not alone, and you are not alone. Take a moment. Just look around. Look at this room full of people. No, I mean it. Look around. Look at this room. You are here in a community of people who care deeply, who know that two together are greater than one, who know that a community can achieve what an individual cannot, who know that in times of fear and despair, you can rely on each other. All you have to do is listen, heed the call, and be true to that still small voice from within. Vayikra, the world is calling. Thank you. Oh, yeah. So as I mentioned, I have the good fortune to have worked with Margaret often over the years, and we were both delighted that we found that we were going to be together this morning. And there's a song that we both love dearly called Broken Hearted. And the first verse is in Hebrew, but don't worry, the second verse is a translation. Shemot Yikra, healer of the broken-hearted, binder of our wounds, counter all the uncountable stars, you know who we are. What a special treat. Thank you both. Yes. We now have our offering. In our tradition, the gifts we share sustain this community and extend beyond these walls. There are several ways you can give. You can drop your donation in the baskets that are being passed around by the greeters. You can mail checks to the office, drop them in our mailbox, or call the office to make other arrangements. We are also equipped to accept donations at UUFCC offering through the Venmo app. While the ushers come around, we will have the opportunity to listen to the choir. Offertory music is? Thank you.
Restore us to yourself, O Lord, that we may be restored. Return our days as of old. Something like that.
They don't have it on their page.
They don't need to. They're not singing it. Okay.
to you. Make us holy through you forever. Thank you for these gifts that we have shared, and let us use these funds for the betterment of the entire community. Now it is time for the life of the community. Now it's time to highlight our special events and activities. Your UUFCC updates await you in the email on Thursdays. And if you are not getting them, please fill out the forms in the back. Joseph could probably show you. They're the forms that will have your email on, and we can send those updates if you want them. They're a great resource, and they include dates of events that are happening, opportunities you may enjoy, including things at the Unitarian Universalist Association and in our local events here in the community. We also have a delightful website with tons of information at uufcc.org. Thanks to our web weavers, Laura and Laura, you get to find them. It changes regularly, all that information, so check it out on a regular basis. If you'd like to have fellowship events highlighted during the service, you can email us at bookoflife@uufcc.org. And today we have a few announcements. And I know there's several people who have announcements. They want to come on up. In the meantime, I will tell you that after the service, please join us for conversation and snacks in the social hall, the porch, or on the patio, weather permitting. And those interested may also join us at the Chef's for lunch following the service, which is right next door after you go out toward 41. All right, come on up.
Hi, good morning.
It's not on, hang on, come on up here. Okay. Yeah. Go way around the obstacles, here we go.
Hi, good morning. I just want to give a heads up in case anyone's not already aware that this coming Saturday in Harbor Heights at the county park, which is a sweet little park on the river, we're going to be having an event called Music in the Park, and it will have a silent auction. And this is to raise money for the Neighborhood Land Conservancy. That's a local organization. We're acquiring land for endangered species such as the Florida scrub jay, the gopher tortoise. This land is kept into perpetuity. So it's a great cause. We know there's a lot of development clearing going on, and we like to keep our biodiversity intact. I do want to say that the UU has contributed some funding for that event. They are a sponsor. We are having a banner made up that will be very visible in that event, which will have the logo of the UU there. So please come on out. It's from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. And again, that's at the Harbor Heights Park. There will be some great music. Scott, once again, is one of our musicians. I'll be playing also other people. Think of some rock, pop, a variety of songs. And again, a great silent auction. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Edie, and that is a wonderful cause. Come on, Randy. Here we go.
So there are several events happening. Probably think about the same time here. They're going on. We are a member organization of the Social Justice Alliance of Florida Suncoast, and on Saturday coming is the Save Democracy for All conference, which is here. The doors open at 8 a.m. The conference hours are from 9 to 2. The keynote speaker is Catherine Stewart, and she's the author of the New York Times bestseller, Money, Lies, and God, Inside the Movement to Destroy American Democracy. I'm here telling you that I hope you can come, because it's at the, and let me just see, it's on the, Venice Community Center, 326 Nokomis Avenue, South Venice. When you register to go, and they want you to register, you can go to sjafs.org, and there's a registration link there. Please register to go so they know that you're coming. We know that you're coming because we'll be there too. So there are 5 workshops, there's panel presentations, exhibit tables available, sponsorships available. So there are forms at the sjafs.org, as I said. All right.
Is the announcement on the?
It is on the bulletin board out there, and really, your attendance would be great and much appreciated. And I think, given the times we're in, I think it's important that we show up for this. Thank you.
Thank you, Randy. Yeah.
Good morning. A statement on creating a safe congregation. As we gather in this beloved community, we are reminded of the covenant we share, a promise to walk together in love, respect, and mutual support. Today, the Board of Trustees wants to take a moment to reaffirm a fundamental aspect of our life together, a commitment to being a safe congregation. At the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Charlotte County, we strive to build and sustain an environment that is truly safe for all. This means we are actively working to create a community that is free from harassment, violence, intimidation, and stalking. It means fostering a place where there is no room for unwanted or inappropriate conversations, unwanted physical contact, or sexual harassment of any kind. We are a covenantal organization. This means our relationships with one another are not based on rigid rules, but on a sacred agreement to aspire to the highest standards of conduct and behavior. This covenant calls us to treat every person with dignity, to be mindful of our words and actions, and to be accountable to one another. This commitment is at the very heart of our identity as Unitarian Universalists. The Unitarian Universalist Association has encouraged all of our congregations to build a culture of safety. This is more than just an absence of harm. It is an active, intentional effort to create a space where everyone feels secure, valued, and respected. It is only within such a culture that genuine spiritual and psychological growth and development are made possible for everyone, from our youngest children to our oldest members, and for every visitor who walks through our doors. To honor this covenant, we must also make clear paths of accountability. If any member or friend or visitor ever feels that they have experienced or witnessed harassment of any kind or any behavior that violates the sense of safety, we want to know, and we want to tell you how to report it. Such incidents should be brought to the attention of the Board of Trustees. Your points of contact for the board are Lori and Robert. They are prepared to listen to you with compassion and to ensure that any concerns are handled with care, confidentiality, and the seriousness that they deserve. Let us all continue to do our part to nurture the beloved community we aspire to be, ensuring that this fellowship remains a sanctuary for all who enter. Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Joseph, for that really important, very important words. We want this to be a place, and we want this world to be a place of safety, so we start at home. Our closing words are by unknown, suspected, however, to be wisdom from a canine contributor. Face it, so the wind sings in both ears. Where does your nose point? Wondering should bear the fruits of faith and thought. Courage, thought, imagination, and active concern. Pray for the courage to interpret and to act upon what the wind singing in both ears bring us. Now, please join me as we extinguish the chalice with the words in our order of service. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of hope, the fire of commitment, or the warmth of community. May these ideals shine in our lives and warm our hearts until we are together again. Go now in peace. Please join us with hymn number 128 in the gray hymnal, For All That Is Our Life. In following the hymn, we will have a blessing by Rabbi Singern. If you'll remain standing.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Eternal bless you and protect you. May the Eternal's face turn towards you and show you favor. May the Eternal's light shine ever on you and bestow upon you peace. Amen.
Something good for yourself. The play shop would be a great thing. Starts at 9 o'clock, goes to 1 o'clock. Come on. You don't have to sign up.